Well, hello again, everybody. Anthony here, and I'm trying to continue my quest to see every spot ever shown on the American TV show The Amazing Race. I'm currently in Lucknow, India. I never even heard of the place until I saw it on the show. When the show was here, it was 19 years ago. It was season 7, episode 8. I am currently at Bara Imambara, and the show started out, they had to go in and search for their first clue. So I'm gonna go walk around in there, take you with me, and see if we can find exactly where that clue was. Okay, this was a very weird episode because normally all of the places they check in, especially where they check in and then the pit stop at the end, is always like a landmark of some sort, a famous monument or something like that. And this one, I mean, every single stop that they made was just like a small business. And one place was even just like a random apartment building. It was 19 years ago. I doubt some of the places are even still in business or still there because I couldn't find some of them on the map. But their first clue that they got here said to go to, they had to ride in a Tonga, which I had to look up what that was, or actually they explained it in the episode. It's like a horse-drawn rickshaw. I ran into the same problem in Varanasi where I was supposed to find a Tonga stand, and they had to explain to me that they're almost all completely gone. So needless to say, in the last 20 years, all of the Tongas have been replaced by auto rickshaws, both gas and electric powered. So I am not going to be able to ride to the next stop in a Tonga. So instead, I'll just call a motorbike. I'll see you when I get there. Well, this is the spot that they had to ride the horse-drawn rickshaw to do their roadblock, and it is the Kohinoor Steel Emporium. I'm sure I butchered that first word, but it's actually still here. The business is still here 19 years later. During the filming of the show, there was just stacks and stacks of metal boxes. There was over 600 of these metal crates like this right here. Same. There was over 600 of these all through here, and there was 10 of them had a clue in it to tell them where to go next, so they had to search and search and search. So this was a success. I was afraid some of these businesses wouldn't be around, but this one is still here. So after they completed that roadblock, they were told to go to another business, but will it be there? I don't know. I'll find out when I try to get there. Let me get a ride and I will be heading over there momentarily. So we've run into a little dilemma back in this busy neighborhood. Their app here, Uber, works, but I find that it only works if you're leaving the airport. I never can get a ride anywhere else, but somebody in Varanasi showed me an app called the Rapido app, and it's like their version of Uber, like we use Grab in Vietnam. So Rapido, they have the auto rickshaws and the motorbikes and taxis. So it's easier just to get the motorbikes, of course. I'm not sure how smart it is to be riding on the back of a motorbike with no helmet, no insurance in this crazy land, but it's been an adventure so far. But the app, I couldn't get a ride to come back here and get me, even on the motorbike. So I'm just going to walk for a little bit. May make it all the way there, or maybe I'll stop halfway and try to get a ride again. It's a good thing I wore this shirt. I guess it's working like a safety vest. People see me for sure. So the instructions after the roadblock is to ride a cycle rickshaw, which I still see those around, but I don't think I would feel comfortable. For a little bit, yeah, but just down the block. I don't know how long this is. I would feel bad sitting back while somebody else was doing all the pedaling. And I'm shocked. 19 years later, this business is still here. This is where the corner where they had to come to get the next clue, and it was right here. That sign's close to the same. It actually is a little newer, I guess. It's not been faded for 19 years. I don't know that the business is still open, but the sign is there, and it was this corner. And I'll post a picture here to show what this corner looked like 19 years ago, but this little snack shack looks exactly the same. So this little food shack in front was there, and then they came here to pick up the clue, which revealed the detour. The detour on this episode was called, they had to choose between solid or liquid. And in solid, they had to go to one place about a kilometer away from here, about a mile away from here, actually. And break up 175 pounds of coal and bag it and then transport it 4 blocks via flatbed tricycle. Unfortunately, nobody selected that. I was going to go anyways, even though nobody out on the show actually went to do that. But the 2 businesses, the one where they picked up and the one where they dropped off, as far as I can tell, and I've even asked some locals to check on the map and to look for the addresses and stuff, as far as I can tell, neither of those businesses still exist. So since nobody chose that side of the detour anyways, I'm not going to go try to find businesses that don't exist. So instead, we'll go to the other one. That side was called Liquid, and we'll be there momentarily to show you what that was all about. Let's look around this neighborhood for a little bit before I head back or head to the next stop. Yeah, I'm really glad this stop was still available. Okay. Google Maps, unfortunately, had the wrong address for the office building I was looking for. I was probably 5 kilometers away from this. But luckily, I met a local who brought me all the way to the right spot. This is the Sharma Tea Corner from that side of the detour. And they had to get a big wooden cart, had the teacups and the tea on it, and they had to take it to the office building, which is supposed to be only 100 yards away. So I'm going to go there now. I'm going to walk that, and then we might be wrapping it up. I'll explain why we're not going to the pit stop when I'm done with this. Okay. So they have to push that cart. It would have been hard going over this kind of stuff in the road. That's why they were struggling not to spill the tea. On a side note, I've always said that I will never drive a car in Vietnam. But if forced to choose, I would rather drive a car in Vietnam than drive a car here. I hope we're going the right way. This seems longer than 100 yards. All right, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dogs down.
9. There's 9.
Okay, the locals say we're going the right direction still. But like I said, I think it says on Wikipedia this is only 100 yards, but maybe I'm misremembering because it sure seems further than that. I think I lost an eardrum.
Yeah.
They honk all their horns in Vietnam, but they seem louder here.
Yeah.
This is why I won't drive a car in India. We're still looking. I see it.
Yeah.
Straight ahead. There with the
good.
Yes, with the green lights.
Yeah, he's the Indian.
And then
Indian
oh,
flag,
that I
Indian
got it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the green stripe on the bottom, the white in the middle,
yeah.
and the orange on top.
Yeah.
It's the Indian
Indian
flag. Well, I'm glad I came after the sun was going down. Then I wouldn't have seen the lights.
After sundown.
Yeah.
Then light it off.
Nagar Nigam
Lucknow.
office
Yeah.
building.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Is that a government building?
Yeah.
It's government office?
Government building, yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's what I thought.
It's a government building.
Okay, so in this episode 19 years ago,
Okay, yeah.
this is where they brought the tea carts. They had to go that entire way I just walked without spilling the tea, and then get here and serve the tea. So
This,
I finally made it.
yeah.
And that was
after full day you will find it. Yeah.
So that was the detour spot that everybody picked. Every team picked that side of the detour, delivered the tea. After that, they got the clue telling them where the pit stop was supposed to be, but there wasn't one. I'll explain after I get to the hotel.
Yeah.
Got back to the hotel and the lights are on at the cricket stadium across the street, but I don't see anybody on the pitch. Anyways, I didn't go to the pit stop because there was no pit stop on this leg of the Amazing Race. Actually, it was a super long leg at the end of the episode. They met on on top of a generic apartment complex. It was called they just said the Charbaugh multi-story flat. That was it. So needless to say, there's a picture. I took a picture of it off of the TV and I showed it to people and I showed people that name. Nobody had any idea where it was. It was just like I said, normally the pit stops and how they end the shows are in some elaborate memorial or some kind of tourist attraction, and this was just, we're on top of a random building in a random neighborhood. So it was kind of a bizarre way to end the show. But anyways, it wasn't a pit stop. They continued racing from there and were just given their next orders, which was to get on a train ride to Jodhpur, which took 24 hours. Needless to say, I'm not going to Jodhpur after this. I'm not taking a 24-hour train ride. That is ridiculous. My next stop will be Agra, and I will see you from there.